guys, welcome back to Nerd Mania. If you're new here, I'm Stuart. We talk all things nerdy here, from action figures to movies to whatever takes my fancy on the day, to be honest. I've got a busy couple of weeks coming up at work. I'm not sure if my schedule's going to really allow me to record too much. So I'm recording this actually at 5:30 in the morning before I go to work for a shift. And I just wanted to let you guys know I will be back if there's a small break in my. Hopefully it'll only be a week or two break, but I will be back. So if you like talking toys, movies, comic books, all that kind of stuff, please stick around. Please think about liking, subscribing. It all helps towards the channel. Also, if you're into your collecting of anything, sports cards, toys, please think about heading over to Facebook and going to the Nerd Bar. It's the official Facebook group of Cincy Nerd, who does YouTube videos. If you don't know who he is, go and check him out. He's one of the best people on YouTube. He does toy hauls, toy collections, stuff like that, and that's his official Facebook page. And I'm one of the admins there. We're trying to build up a community of like-minded people who love collecting anything. Like I say, sports cards, everything gets shared there. But enough waffling for today. Let's get to what we're here for, my haul for the month of May. This is my action figures and my movies. I didn't get a lot in May particularly, and I even have a couple of books this month that I thought I'd share with you guys. So I will start with the books, and I picked up Blockbuster. Well, Built to Fail, but it's the story of Blockbuster. The company that I worked for. I was a manager for Blockbuster. I loved it. I've always said if they were still going, I'd still be working there. This was written by Alan Payne, and it's what it says on the front. It's how Blockbuster was built and how it failed. Looking forward to getting into this. I haven't read it yet. So I'm in a Facebook group for people who used to work for Blockbuster, and someone in there bought this, and I didn't know it existed, but when I saw it I thought I've got to have that, so I picked that up. And I actually picked up another book, which was VHS collecting, and again it's exactly what it says on the front. It is a book about collecting VHS. I haven't bought a VHS tape in probably over 20 years. I know, so there's in America VHS collecting is still quite big. You still see a lot of it. You don't see VHS tapes at all really in England anymore. But VHS collecting is what started my love of movies. So I saw this book when I was looking for the Blockbuster book and thought I'll give that one a try as well. I haven't started this one yet. I'm going to get excuse me, but I will be giving this one a try as well. Looking forward to reading this. Anything to do with movies, book-wise, kind of VHS collecting. There's a couple of really good documentaries around VHS collecting as well. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I'll try and stick some pictures up of them here. They're really good, very much worth checking out. So, movies or action figures? I'm going to go movies first. I normally go action figures and then movies at the end, but I'm going to change it up because I've talked about books related around movies. So if you're not interested in the action figures, once I finish with the movies, you can turn off. One VHS this month, carrying on my 80s action thing that I started last month with movies like Extreme Mass Spin and what was the other one? I can't think of what the other movie was off the top of my head. Crackdown or something like that. I can't remember. It was but I picked up a movie with a slightly better known actor in it, and that is Revenge with Kevin Costner. I hadn't heard of this movie. Popped up again in one of the Facebook groups I'm in, and I watched this the day I got it, and I've got to say, because as I've said on here many a times, Kevin Costner is my guilty pleasure actor. I really enjoyed this. It is your typical 80s. It feels very 80s, but it's really good. If you haven't seen it, Kevin Costner's retired out of, I think it's either the Navy or the Army, I can't remember off the top of my head. He goes and works for his friend, who just happens to also be a bit of a crime boss, falls in love with his wife. His boss finds out, does him over and he goes for revenge. That's the basis of the story, but it's really good. I really enjoyed this. Like I said, I hadn't heard of it before. It's probably been on his IMDb and I've just sort of scanned over it, but I really enjoyed it. Really worth a watch if you haven't seen it. Revenge. Let me just snap this open. It's just got a plain white disc inside. This is yeah, worth a watch if you haven't seen it. So on to the Blu-rays, and my first Blu-ray of the month actually has Kevin Costner in it again, and this is a film that I'd heard of, just never got round to seeing. American Flyers, based around cycling. As I've said before, I love my sports movies, any sports movie, even if it's a sport I don't really watch. I just love the formula of sports movies, I think. I watched this the day it came in. It's a Warner Archives collection, and again, really enjoyed it. Thought it was a real fun sports movie. Has some real feeling in it, some heartbreak in it, but overall, really good, solid movie. If you haven't seen it and you're into sports movies or you just like Kevin Costner, definitely suggest giving American Flyers a go. Okay, next is another older movie. Again, it's a movie that I haven't seen that got popped up in one of the Facebook groups, and I thought that looks quite interesting. I want to check that out. It's 52 Pickup with Roy Schneider. It's a Kino Lorber release, so it's got the standard Kino Lorber disc. This I hadn't heard of, like I said, came up on one of the Facebook groups, and I popped straight onto eBay to see if I could find it, and someone had a really good deal on it. It was going for around £25 to £30 in England, and someone had it at a 99p auction, brand new, it was sealed. I've opened it up this morning so I could show you the case and the disc, and I think I ended up paying about £8 for it. So yeah, I haven't watched it yet, I don't know what it's like, but looking forward to checking it out. 52 Pickup there with Roy Schneider. Next is another sports movie. It's kind of a sports movie. A movie I haven't seen yet. Chasing Mavericks with Gerard Butler. It's a story about a couple of guys surfing, as far as I know. I don't know if it's competition or recreational surfing, but it just looked quite interesting. If you've seen it, let me know below what you think of it. Looking forward to checking this one out. Gerard Butler's an actor I quite like. There's a lot of movies that I kind of gel with, so looking forward to checking this one out. Chasing Mavericks. And that brings me on to 4 of the new releases for the month. The one I'm going to start with is the only one that didn't get a cinematic release out of the 4. And this is where my OCD kicks in, and I have to have all of a collection, or all of the movies in a particular run. I haven't seen this yet, so I can't tell you if it's good, if it's awful. This is RIPD 2, Rise of the Damned. This is a sequel to the Ryan Reynolds, Jeff Bridges movie, RIPD, Rest in Peace Department, about a policeman who dies and then becomes a policeman in the afterlife. This is a prequel / sequel, but it does have an actor that I like, and that tends to be where I get my big downfall with, especially with rubbish movies, if it's got an actor I like in it. Jeffrey Donovan, he was in Burn Notice. I loved Burn Notice. I thought Burn Notice was excellent. He plays the main character in this movie. I can't tell you anything about it. I can't say if it's good or bad because I haven't watched it yet. I'm expecting it's bad. If you have seen it, drop a comment below to let me know what you think. But that's RIP2. That leaves me with 3 new releases, and I've actually seen all of them. First 2 I saw at the cinema, one I watched at home. So I'll share with you the one I watched at home first, and that's M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, Knock at the Cabin. Comes with a slipcover and the case here, and then the disc actually has the case art on it. Yeah, didn't see this at the cinema. Waited till it came out on home physical media. I'm not sure about this movie. I don't know if I liked it. I don't know if I hated it. But I couldn't stop watching it. It's one of those kind of movies. I watched it with my wife, and we both just sort of sat there at the end and stared at each other and was like, was that good? Was that rubbish? Did we enjoy it? First of all, Dave Bautista does an excellent job in this. He's sort of the mainish sort of character. I don't want to say too much and give it away as it's a new movie, but I would suggest watching it and making your own mind up on this one. I would say that with most movies anyway, but this one particularly, I'm still kind of struggling now on how I felt about it. Again, if you've seen this and you've liked it, hated it, let me know below. But I thought it was very interesting, and it's a movie that I'm gonna watch again to see if I can get my head around it a bit more. Knock at the cabin. Leaves me with two movies. Let's go with this one first. This is the latest MCU movie to get. It's not the latest MCU movie. The latest MCU movie is Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I've seen and is excellent. But this is the latest one to get a physical media release. This is Ant-Man, Quantumania, Ant-Man and Wasp, Quantumania. Blue. Standard blue disc. This was okay. I wasn't blown away by it. I didn't think it was particularly great. But I didn't think it was one of the worst in the MCU either. Paul Rudd is just likeable. I think that helps a lot with these movies. I felt this one was a bit... I was going to say over the top, but these are Marvel movies. They're all over the top. There was just something in the way this one was delivered that didn't click for me. I didn't like... I was going to say I didn't like MODOK, but he actually had some of the funniest bits in the movie. Is it watchable? Yes. Am I going to more likely to watch this over something like Thor: Love and Thunder? Yes. Am I going to watch this over things like Captain America: Winter Soldier? No. Very mid-tier. But I did kind of enjoy it. So, yeah, let me know again below what you thought. And that leaves me with one more movie this month. Again, a movie with Jonathan Majors. It's Creed 3. I haven't opened this yet, so I can't show you what the disc looks like. But I think it's just a plain blue disc. It's MGM. I liked this, but I thought it was the weakest of the Creed trilogy. I think it suffers from not having Rocky in it, and I know that they're trying to take it its own way, make Creed the centerpiece of this, but it loses some of its heart not having Rocky. Jonathan Majors again does a really good job, but I think, yeah, this is definitely the weakest of the three, I think, and it's a shame. Michael B. Jordan directs this, I believe. I think he directed this. And some of his style choices didn't really click with me either. In the final fight, there's a whole... I won't give too much away, but in the final fight, there is a scene where he's kind of... You're seeing what he's thinking rather than the fight, and that didn't really work for me. What is going on in his head rather than the fight itself. But overall, it's a good movie, good sports movie, but the weakest of the trilogy for me. So that's my physical media, my books, my movies for this month. I've got 3 action figures to share with you. 2 are ones that I got this month, and one is one that I actually got last month, I think, but I forgot to show it. So we'll start with that one. So if you're here for if you're not here for action figures, you can now turn off. But if you're here for the action figures, thanks for waiting around. The first figure I got was this. This is the Hasbro Adventure Series Indiana Jones. I'm not going all in on this line, but I definitely wanted this guy. If I have shown him before, then you'll see him again. But I'm pretty sure I didn't show him. I boxed him up because I was in the middle of doing my big sort out, and I opened him up, had a look at him, threw him in a box. Definitely want this guy. Probably going to try and pick up short round as well, but that's going to be about it. But yeah, I just wanted an indie in my collection, and I've got to say I'm quite impressed. Not impressed enough to go all in on the line because a lot of them are just guys in suits, but he's got quite a good face sculpt, and the articulation's not bad. This is basically a Black Series figure, but with it, it's basic. So if you collect Black Series and you're wondering what these guys are like, this is what this is. So that's Indiana Jones. So that leaves me with 2 more figures. We'll go with this one first. This is my monthly sort of G.I. Joe as it appears to be at the moment. This is Copperhead. Now this is the only figure from this line that I hadn't ordered, because Copperhead's not a figure character I particularly know too well, and the rest of this line had some of my favourites in it, including Shipwreck. I've said before that I'm trying to cut back a lot on what I'm picking up at the moment because I just don't have space. I spent the weekend sorting out my other 2 cabinets and sorting out the figures in my loft, and it took me ages. I didn't realise. I forgot how much stuff I've got up there, and it's just ridiculous. I'm going to have to purge some of it, I think. But yeah, this then was one of the first ones to get its release from that wave, and I got the opportunity to pick up an import one from America, and I thought everyone was raving about it, so I thought I've got to pick it up, and I've got to say it is a brilliant figure. Just not a character I particularly know, but he's got all the accessories, gun, knife, I think he's got another gun there. So the big sword can go on his back. The gun can go in the holster on the side. Yeah, sorry, no, the gun goes in the back. The knife goes in this side thing here, side holster. But yeah, Cobra Copperhead. Got to say, it is a really nice figure. Kind of makes me want to pick up other ones that I don't particularly know, which I'm trying to get away from. I'm trying to pick up only the Joes that I can remember, but. The last figure was I picked up for this month is a bit of an unusual one. It's a line I didn't think I was going to be able to get in the UK. I didn't think it was going to get a release over here for a while, and then they popped up on Hasbro Pulse at quite a reasonable price actually. I believe in the States these are $50. Over here it was $29.99. And from the moment I opened the box, I was actually blown away. For those of you who have watched my videos in the past, you know I play basketball. I'm a big basketball fan. And the team I support is the Philadelphia 76ers. And Hasbro decided to bring back the starting 11 line. And I picked up this man, Joel Embiid. Sorry, I said starting 11. It's not starting 11. It is, what are they called? Starting lineup. And I picked up this man, Joel Embiid, and I was really blown away by these figures. From the moment I got him out of the box, he's weighty, he feels good, he's solid. He even has the licensed sneakers there. You can see his Under Armour licensed sneakers, and then the Nike socks. They've got all the licensing there. The face sculpt is okay. It's not great, but overall the figure. Even the presentation, the box this comes in is really nice. I'm not sure how well these did. I'm not sure how well this line of figures did. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a line they carry on, if they're going to diversify into other sports. I hope they do. I'd like to pick up a Philadelphia Eagle, a Phillies player maybe, or even a Flyers player. But yeah, overall, got to say, quite impressed with this figure. I think this is one of the best figures I picked up this year. Would currently be on my top 10. If you're into your sports and you're into action figures, definitely check out the starting lineup from Hasbro. So yeah, that's it for the month of May. A couple of figures, a couple of movies. I've already got a couple of movies in for the month of June. And I've even got an action figure for the month of June already as well. So it's looking at the moment like at least I'll have a small haul for you next month. I want to try and get some more content out to you. I want to do some more lists. I enjoy doing lists. If you haven't seen, but I've done 2 lists on the channel so far. I've done my top 10 movies of 2023. 2023? Yeah, we're in 2023, right? So I did my top 10 movies of 2022. It's 5:30 in the morning, guys, and I also did my top 10 figures that I want from The Mandalorian Season 3. So if you're into any of that, check it out on the channel. If you're new here again, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.